Hello everyone, Joe Kinnear from Real Green Systems here. I'm going to go through some integration setup with you as far as how the different integrations interact with our software. So let's go ahead and get started here. We got a couple more people we're waiting for to attend, so let's give it another 10-15 seconds here. I think there's some people connected in right now, so we'll get started in just a second. I apologize. All right, looks like we're good to go here. So once again, Joe Kinnear, Real Green Systems. I work at the sales team, senior sales executive with Real Green, been with the company for about 10 years now. With me, I have Shane Estes. He's gonna be talking to you a little bit more about Mobile Live. He's gonna go, after I pass this off to Carl Liness, he's gonna be talking to you about the CAW and the AMA features that we have. So, Shane and Carl are both account managers here at Real Green. So they know the software, they've been in it, they understand the industry. So if you have questions, feel free to go up and click on the questions, and we'd be happy to answer your questions as we go through here, or we can do it at the end as well. Okay, so just want to thank you for your time. And for those of you not using SA5, this is SA5, what you're seeing on my screen here. And all the integrations are pretty much, I mean, there's some that were with SA4, like Tcn and the voice shots that we used to have back in the day, like Global Connect. The new integrations are all in SA5 moving forward. So if you're using SA4 and you want some of these features we're looking at here, be sure to let us know, and we'll get you some information on SA5. So from this screen here, this is the main screen when you log in the database. We're going to go into our settings. So settings is this little wheel right here. And when you click on that, it's going to take us into this setup here where we're looking at different information as far as the settings go inside of our database. So this is where you'll find all your settings for general setup, employee setup, login rules. I'm not going to talk too much about the software. At this point, it's going to be more integration based, but if you do have questions about the software, we'd be happy to answer your questions as well. So integration setup is what we're looking for. And if you do sign up with one of our partners for integration, or if you use some of our integrations that we have built in here, you would definitely have to get into your parameters and allow permission. So with these new integrations, this is a new box that's set up in the settings. When we do updates, we don't update everybody with all rights inside the database to have access to the new features. So you may see that this is grayed out. So if you're looking to get set up with like Captivated or APR or Tcn, and I'm going to go through all these, so I'll explain them a little bit more. There's some of our partners that work with the software to help you manage your business. You're going to have to go in and give yourself rights to have access to this integration setup because it'll be grayed out. So let me go ahead and click on this and bring it up. And the first item we're going to talk about today is APR. APR is Advanced Profit Recovery. And I'm just going to bring up their website real quick here. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to them. Let them know that Real Green let you know about them. We integrate with this company, and I'm going to go through and show you some of the basic functionality that we have and some of the settings on the back end. So 800-711-0023. You can ask for Matt, or Andy is a good person to talk to over there. He handles a lot of our lawn care, pest control companies, irrigation companies, so he knows the industry as well. So ask for Andy, and he'll be able to help you out. So let me get back into the integration setup. APR is the partner that we're talking about today, and that's Advanced Profit Recovery. Once they give you a password and a username, you would plug this information in here. And basically, just got to remember, once you plug this information in here, we're going to copy that info over to the branch setup on the parameters. But you got to make sure you copy it to all branches. So if you're a company that has multiple branches and you're having trouble setting this up, it's probably that button right there. So copy to all branches. That'll take your password and your username and copy that across to all the branches within your database. Different features that we have here, send thank you letters after a paid tier 1 account. And if you're not familiar with the terminology, this is totally outside of lawn care software, but it's tier 1 is more of a soft approach. Maybe some emails going out to those customers of yours that aren't paying. Hopefully you don't have a lot of these, but there's always a couple here and there. And when they get to a certain point, they're hard to manage. You're trying to get services out there, you're trying to get things completed. The last thing on your mind is just collections sometimes. I talk to companies that are, doing mostly maintenance, like mowing companies, and sometimes they have a hard time just getting out their monthly invoicing to charge their customers. Can you imagine trying to collect from the ones that aren't paying and keeping track of it? So let the software work with you and let this company APR help you out. And it's not scaring away customers. It's more of a tier 1 is a soft approach. Tier 2 gets a little bit more aggressive, and that'll be like collection calls potentially, and this could report on your credit report. So residential and commercial credit reports, they can get to that point. Hopefully you don't have to get there to tier 2. Tier 1 is more of like a tokenized setup. So you kind of like Measurement Assistant. If you use our Measurement Assistant tool, you buy tokens, and as you're using them, they're deducted as they're managing accounts for you inside the database. So what's good about this is once you have everything set up and you send the customers that are past due to APR, they're syncing information back and forth. There's a process flow that will take you through that. Like on the daily, at night, we have a system that goes through and it syncs everything. So it can go through at night, or you can manually push out the information as well, right from the database. So I'll show you that. So let me get in here and dig in a little bit further. So this is the integrations, and this is under setup. So I'm going to get into the utilities now. But before I get there, I want to go back to this main screen here on the settings and show you how you set up your collections. So when you click here, this is where we were just at under integration setups. We're going to go down a little bit to collection setup. So basically, it's going to give you different codes that you have available to use with the collections. So active tier 1, tier 2, it's got all these different codes that are here, and you make them available, similar to like condition codes in the software or service codes. Bankruptcy, tier 1, tier 2, repayment plan. Maybe they put them on a plan to pay the $200 off in 3 equal payments. You would know that because it has a BRP code on their account. So what's good about this is once you send all this information out and have it configured, the software knows that they're in collections. We're not sending out statements. We're not servicing their property until the payments are received or they're in a repayment plan. So you have the opportunity, if you see the BRPs and you want to service those properties because they are paying that money back, that's fine. You can do that. But as you can see, there's a bunch of different codes on here. I'm assuming this one comes up quite often because it's the default in prison, tier 2, disputed. Of course, you got the deceased, balance disputed. So it goes to the dispute where you got to prove that they have those balances. So you may have seen that before, and it's similar. You're gonna have to go through and run a statement, and send them their bill for all services that were rendered. But it can move to heavily disputed, placed on hold. So here's all the different codes that we have here, and you would make them active right here with availability. So once you have that set up, you would go into your utilities, which is clicking on this button right here. It takes you right into your utilities. And I'm gonna scroll down to the Start APR collection. So we're gonna go over 2 items, Start APR and Manage APR. So when I click on Start APR, it's gonna ask me, do you wanna age the accounts? I would recommend, yes, you wanna age them. This is my test database, so I'm just gonna start the collections, but you definitely wanna age the accounts before you move forward with this. So let me go ahead and start the collections. It's gonna bring up this page here where it says Start APR collections, and it's gonna give you different fields to select from. So branches, is it the lawn branch? Is it the pest branch? What are you working with? Is it the irrigation division? Is it all of them? Or maybe if you only have one branch, you don't have to do that because it's gonna have your branch set up there for you with the one branch that you have in the database. Customer statuses, we've got estimate, canceled, active. Estimates are, you could have some money due on an estimate, I guess, if it was a cancel prior to and they didn't pay their bills. But I would say most likely you're going to be looking for cancels in active accounts that are at a certain status inside the database. When I say status, it's going to be more of like a aging category. They're over 60 days, over 90 days, over 120 days. So once you get this set up here, here's where you would go in and figure out the balance range. So typically, when you're running statements, you're not sending statements out to people that owe you $2 or 50 cents. You want to make sure it's going to be worthwhile to go to collections. It's not going to be a $10 account. It could be 100. It could be 50. Whatever that minimum number is, where you want to send them to collections, and it makes sense. So I've got $100 here, and it's maxed out at all 9s here is the max value. You can exclude group billing accounts as well. So if you're working with like let's say I'm an irrigation company, I work with a mowing company, and I bill that mowing company out after services were rendered. I have that on a group account. I'm not sending any residents into collections. It's more of a, we need to talk to that maintenance company so they pay their bills. You're not sending them to collection. It's more of something that you would have to manage outside of the collection process. So I would say exclude group billing customers. Can you send group billing customers to collections? You can, if you do not have that selected. So just be aware that you want that selected if you don't want your group accounts to go into collection status. Include customers with stop codes exported at least so you have a certain number of days ago. So once they go into a stop code, you don't want to start it back up within a certain number of days. Here's the number of days that you can plug in and put in the actual physical number of days there. Aging categories, I talked about this a few minutes ago. Where do you want to send people to collections? I mean, as far as what category do they need to be in? They're over $100 as far as their balance. And I would say probably not 31 to maybe, when it gets closer to 60 days, your aging categories can look different than this too, based off of the parameters that are set up within your database. So here I'm selecting 61 to 180 days. So after I do that, and you can even flag code. You may have flag codes in the system that say never put them on credit hold. You could say pull those accounts, and I don't want to put them on credit hold. And of course, you have advanced options that you can go basically through the database. We have this throughout, like when you're routing and things like that. You can select certain subdivisions, size source, customer information, documents. This here probably wouldn't pertain too much to collections, but it's there for you if you need it. And then when you're ready to go, you click on Get Customers. So when I click on Customers, I'm going to go through here, and it's going to give you some information if it's missing info. This is, like I said, it's my test database, so I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. And it's going to have that information. So missing information could have been the address, the city, state, zip, whatever it may be, the customer names. I've got a lot of just estimates in here without the name, but it should have your name, the tier that you want them to fall within, the address, the city, state, zip. All that information should be right here. And you're able to see the balances over here as well. So you have that capability of selecting all, or you can go in and select a few. So here's the results. I could say this person here, let me scroll down a little bit. Maybe I want to show 50 accounts at a time. I can click that to show a little bit more if there are more than, it looks like there's only 15 accounts here. So if you see somebody with a big balance like this 1369, you could throw them right into a tier 2 if you want. So it's going to be more aggressive collections right from the get-go. You've already tried to collect. They're approaching the 180-day mark where you're just thinking about, do we write this off? I talk to a lot of companies in the industry, and they get to a point where they just write it off. They say, you know what, this is a bad debt. They bad debt the account. So they lose everything potentially as far as the balance. So here, $1,369 for me as a business owner. Would I want to pay a couple dollars for this company to take over the collection side? Tier 2 could be more of a percentage base. It may be close to like a 50% or something like that. Not sure the exact number, so don't hold me accountable for that. But they may tell you it's 40%. They may tell you it's 60%. But typically with collections, it's almost like a 50-50. If they collect that $1,369, they're going to keep half of it. But you did get half of that money instead of bad debting it. Is it better to get $700 or $0? So you determine what you want to do with it, but you have that opportunity to put that to tier 2 right from the get-go. So you're not having to go with the quiet emails going out, trying to collect the money, then it moves to tier 2 in a couple days or maybe a week or two. Put them into tier 2 right away, so you're able to gauge this. And what happens here after you send this over to APR is they manage the information. And you're able to have call statuses too within your database. So resolution options, outcomes, resolve status. So once you have that set up, we're going to send that to APR, and they're going to manage the accounts for you. And they're going to have codes on it. So as they're reporting, hey, they're in bankruptcy, it's going to put the bankruptcy code on there for you. If they agree to a payment plan, you're going to know that they're on a payment plan. So the data syncs at night automatically for you. And there is some way for you to push it out, if you like to push it out manually, and I'll show you that next. But a couple more tidbits on APR. It's most set it and good guy. You don't have to be that bad guy collecting money. And typically, you do have accounts that don't pay bills, but who's the bad guy? The business owners aren't the bad guys. It's you're not paying your bill. We're not going to service your property until you pay your bill. That should be understood by all parties. We're not doing free work for you. So, I like to look at it as let somebody else manage it. So your company name is not really, you're not calling them, and you're not calling them and saying you have an outstanding bill and just leaving them messages. It's a collection company. So they get that collections. Yeah, this could hit my credit report. I better pay that bill. But it doesn't look like you are reaching out to them and trying to not so much nag them, but trying to collect the money that's owed, that they should have paid a while ago. So hopefully you don't have a lot of problems like this. I know a lot of companies are transitioning to more of like an auto pay or prepay in advance, and that's it, or you're not a customer. But if you're still having problems with something like this and people paying at the end of the year, the last thing you want to do is collect money after the season is over. Have APR start the collection process for you and manage it throughout the season for you. Okay, so the next piece that I'm going to go into here is the Manage APR, and that's me clicking on the utilities up here, scrolling back down, and it's right next to Start APR. And this is if you want to manually do pushes through the database. So if you want to go in and run a sync, you can definitely do that. This same process happens overnight for you automatically. If you want to send tier 1 accounts that paid a thank you letter, you can do that. You know, so you'll be able to see everything here that's in the collection stage. And if you're making changes to it, as far as communication, maybe Jim Smith just called in and he paid his balance, or you talked to him and he said, I'll pay you. I know the collection company's been calling me. I'm going to work with them. All right, so you can put that information there. Maybe you update the code so on their end with APR, they're able to see that information too. So it's all about the communication and making sure APR is seeing the same things that you see and documenting everything on both parties. So that's this here. And like I said, it can run automatically at night. We have a sync process that runs at night. Or if you want to go in here and click and push it out automatically or manually through the system, you could definitely do that as well right from the screen. So that's APR, Advanced Profit Recovery. The next item I'm going to move into is going to be, let's go with TCN. So TCN is a voice shot, you know, like for your call aheads, or, you know, some companies do all call aheads. They let their customers know they're coming out. Great communication, but it's a lot of work, you know, to make those phone calls, you know, to have your technicians come in at the end of the day to make those phone calls, or your service manager do it. You know, have the software work with you, you know, eliminate that time. You know, the technicians come back to the office at 6 p.m. Why let them stay for another hour to make phone calls? I understand the personal touch to it, you know, which I can understand. You know, some people may like that, but it's an hour of their time. They've been working in the heat all day. You know, they come back, now they got to spend an hour in the office to do their call heads. Have us do it for you. Have TCN do it for you. So the software can work with this company called TCN, and they used to be called Global Connect is what it was back in the day, and they bought Global Connect out. So this is the name of the company, TCN. So if you're looking for more information, it's tcn.com. Let them know that you're a Real Green customer and they'll take care of you. So once you get there, they'll give you some information on that. And what I'm going to show you is just how you set things up with TCN. So you can go into your settings here as well and click on Tcn Call Log Mapping. So before I do that, I'm going to go back to this integration setup. And just remember, any integrations we have are going to be listed here. So this one here was for collections and APR. The next one we're talking about here is automated calling campaigns with TCN. So it's a voice shot that goes out to the homeowner, but it's basically you sending out a list to TCN, and they can have different campaigns for you. So one could be a call ahead, you know, for service. One could be a thank you as a customer. You know, it's halfway through the season, just want to see how things are going. If you have questions, let us know, whatever it may be. But it's nice because all the calls document back into the database. So if somebody picked up the phone, it's documenting it. If it's you know, with the voicemail, it's documenting inside of a call log inside of the customer's account. So you have a record of that. So if a customer calls and says, hey, you came out, your technician came out and serviced my property, I didn't want you to do that. Well, it looks like we called yesterday and left you a message. No, I never saw that. Well, you can look inside the database to compare. I mean, you don't want to get in an argument with the customer, but you have the documentation to see the calls went out, somebody picked up, it went to voicemail, or maybe they picked up and pressed 9 to talk to somebody at the office. So they have functionality like that as well that can work for you. So once you have this set up, you know, you put your credentials in here, and then you click copy to all branches, and that'll take care of that issue we talked about earlier. So if you have multiple branches, make sure you do this, and it'll copy all this information to the branch setup as well. So let me get into the utilities now. Actually, you know, I'm gonna go back to settings and scroll up here and get down to the call log mapping. So call log mapping, what we were just talking about, the different results that happen from a phone call that's going out. So as we were talking, it's a voice shot. So it could be robot voice, it can be a personal touch if you want to use, you know, your own voice from the office, but it has all this information here where there's results, there's outcomes, and you have that capability of documenting this within the customer's call log in the system. So any call that's going out and there's any communication back, whether it was busy, canceled, we're reporting it into the software for you. So pretty straightforward with TCN. You know, most people are going into like an unserviced list and exporting out to like a file that's specific for TCN, you know, for their customers that are call aheads for the next day. So definitely, if you have questions on this, let us know. But TCN will take care of you on the setup and the integration side of things. So that is TCN. Next option I want to talk about is Captivated. You know, before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about phone systems. So, you know, if you're not using SA5, It's kind of hard to use like a IP phone system to interact. With SA5, we have the ability with various, phone systems, IP phone systems, that we can do screen pops as long as they can take the information like this here, the name of the database plus the phone number. If that comes up here, that's going to pull up the account, and we can do a search to find the account. So we can do screen pops. They can click the call from it as well. So basic integration right now. We're looking at some partnerships. I don't want to drop any names yet because we're working on some things, and hopefully we have some good stuff in here where there's more integration. So like right now, it's just basic, as long as the phone provider can do that. So you can ask your phone provider if they offer that, and if they do, we can make this work with SA5 for you. So it's pretty much on them, to make sure your phone system integrates with what we're looking to do. So like I said, not one particular phone system, but I just had a conversation with somebody a couple days ago with Vonage. Vonage has been around for a while, so I'm assuming they would have that capability. It shouldn't be a problem. Some of the smaller startups, maybe not, but just ask them the question. Hey, I use this software and they have the capabilities. It's a browser-based system. Can you pop up the phone number in the browser? And if so, then yes, we can do that for you, and we can bring up the screen pop so the customer's account pops up automatically for you when you're logged into the database. So that's a little bit about the phone systems. The next item I want to get into is Captivated. Captivated texting, which it's a great feature. It's two-way texting capabilities. It's chat capabilities from your website. So if somebody's on your website and they want to just chat, maybe they don't want to call you, maybe they're busy. You have that capability of just saying, hey, can I get a quick estimate? Here's my service address. You can text back right away. And it's nice because it doesn't go to his cell phone. It goes to a landline, which shows up, whether you're logged into the Captivated's website, but we have integration right here in the software as well. So you're able to get the integration with the two-way texting through the software. So let me show you how this works. So same thing, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go into settings to set this up for Captivated, and click here under integration setup. And we're gonna go down here to texting provider. So copy to all branches. So once you get your information, your key put in here, you're gonna save it and you're gonna copy it to all branches. And you have opt-out status codes as well too. So if somebody opts out from that text message, you're gonna get a call generated within your call log to let you know with an assigned employee. So it could be a reason of urgent or take me off the list, whatever you want to call the call status that you create in the database, and it can go to somebody within your office. So you can pick and choose whoever that needs to go to. So once you do that, when people opt out, it's going to definitely go into that particular person's call log. And this integration here with Captivated, some questions came up in our previous calls because we had some attendees from different countries. I know the UK, we're working on this because we've got a lot of lawn care companies in the UK, and they're looking to get this out in 2021. It is available in Canada right now. So if you're a Canadian customer, we definitely have this capability now for you as well. But this is the setup. Once it's set up, you can get in here and basically set things up and run reports. Like one report I would recommend is probably like the unserviced list for your call aheads or text aheads. You pull that up and you could blast out a texting campaign to all of your customers that are call aheads. Same thing with maybe estimate follow-ups. I'm going to show you an example here. I've got a test account that I can show you. So basically you pull up whatever report it is and you click here and you would select, here's your different options as far as targets that you can send to. So you got export to CSV, you got a bunch of different options. So what we're looking for today is send to texting. So as soon as you turn on Captivated, we're going to have your texting providers here. So you shouldn't see any other texting providers. Captivated is our partner with that. So once it's here, you have the option to select your templates that you've created. So one could be a call ahead template, one could be an estimate follow-up template. In this situation, it's an estimate follow-up template, what I'm going to show you here. And what we do is we select it, and it's got all the details here. So here's the template. It's just a matter of typing out a template. Please let us know if you're still interested. It takes the first name of the account. So this could be going out to 100 estimates that we have that we need to follow up on. And when I go in here and I click on send, what it's going to do is it's going to send this out to all those estimates that need to be followed up with. And it's going to let you know what was successful, what was unsuccessful. So once you get this, I'm going to show you what it looks like on my phone. Pull my phone over here. There it is. Steve, please let us know if you're still interested in our lawn care program. I can go in here and I can respond to it. So when I do this, think of it as two-way text. I'm on my phone here. I'm responding to this. Now I can go into Steve's account. Let me send this first. And when I get into Steve's account here, you're going to see this up here, which is a Chrome extension that you would have to download. So it's Captivated that has access to this site, so it knows who they're communicating with. So when I click on it, it's going to pull up the two-way communication. So right here is going to be the text messaging from the past, from what I just clicked on right here. So if it ever comes down to, hey, I never signed up for that service, you have this documented. So we'll keep a history of this and everything here. So yes, please activate my account. Great. Select it, or maybe it's, maybe it's late at night or whatever it is. Maybe you want to schedule this out to go out at a certain time. You can do that too. So you can schedule it out. In this situation, I'm just going to send it out. So I send it out and it goes right to the phone. So it's all two-way communication now. So great, we'll be there tomorrow. So, with COVID, a lot of people are working from home. Everybody's busy. They got kids, dogs. They're trying to maintain the house and their business and working from home. Sometimes you just don't have a chance to talk on the phone. You're in meetings. Even though you're in a meeting, you could have the opportunity to chat with somebody. Say, yes, sign me up. I'll be out there tomorrow. You can communicate with them just like that, and it's done. I can activate the account. We can move forward now. So a lot of great functionality with Captivated. And like I said, you can create templates. This is at phase 1 right now. Phase 1 is, basic two-way texting, being able to pull reports and, send all your customers that have call aheads a text message to let them know you're coming out. They can opt out of the text message. We can do all that for you currently. So Captivated Works is the name of the company. If you are interested, definitely let us know, or you can just search them. I can actually click right here and show you their website. Captivated Works, captivated.works. So here it is, all the information on here. So if you want more information and dig in a little bit deeper, you can go in here. So traditionally, this company, I think, was more of they work with a lot of dealers, like car dealerships. So they have a lot of great integration. Like they could type in a chat, like, I'm interested in the Corvette, and it goes to the right department. So there's a lot of things that we can do with this. So I'm very interested to see where we go with like phase 2 and phase 3 with this. So, all right, so that is Captivated Works and the two-way texting that we have integration into the software. So be sure to mention Real Green if you contact them. There's special pricing as far as being a Real Green customer that they give you. So next thing I want to get into is LawnBot and Reviewbot before I pass this off to Carl Liness to talk about the CAW and the AMA integration. So I'm going to start out with LawnBot. So LawnBot, very easy. You can have this set up on your website. Think of your form fill on your website, where people put in their estimate requests. Think about Facebook when you have like a marketing campaign, you're doing, marketing on Facebook, the form that they fill out, the estimate form, that could be the bot that they're actually filling out, and it can give them to a point where they're actually buying online right from a Facebook marketing campaign or pay per click. We have a lot of functionality with that. Just think about Zapier too. If you're familiar with Zapier, LawnBot can work with a lot of those tools as well. And Zapier is just like an integration piece that can talk within different softwares and things like that. So if you wanted to report in Gmail that you got a new call, or you want to get an email after each estimate that's done, we'll do that for you. It's not a problem. We'll be able to give you an email as soon as an estimate's completed. So if I'm that guy that's just a one-man operator and I'm in the field, I'll at least get an alert that there's a new estimate there or a new sale or somebody with a question that I can reach out to try and close over the phone. They can get in and measure their own properties, and there's a lot of things you can do. And I want to show you from maybe from my phone instead of from the computer. But on the computer, it would look something like this, and it's not going to have the LawnBot on your page. It's going to be, think about your website and think about the form fill where somebody requests an estimate. That's where we'll have this piece right here filled into that particular area. We'll help you get all this set up as well. So I'm going to show you on my phone how this works. So same thing here. I'm on the phone. I go to the form fill. This could be that Facebook marketing campaign. I fill out my name. I put in my email address. I put in my physical address. And it pulls based off of Google lookup here. So I'm in Newport, Michigan, so it knows where I'm at based off of my, my GPS and, what I'm searching for. So I can select it here. It fills it out. And all I do is click here to get my instant quote. So what's nice about this is as soon as I click here, it's documenting everything. It's taking the lead information, syncing it back into SA5. So even if I don't buy right here, and it's not a sale that happens through this this chatbot, it's still documented that this person requested an estimate. They didn't follow through with the measurement portion, but they requested the estimate here. So picture the property, yes, this is the correct address, thumbs up. So click on it, it's working through here. So there's different messages that are conveyed. We're family owned, operated, that's Kendall and his team with LawnBot. You can put pictures on here, what services are you interested in today? So, Kendall has a lot of experience in the service industry. He used to be a part of a franchise group on the lawn care side, and he's worked with a lot of different industries too. So fertilizing, weed control, mosquito, tick, aeration. Me and Kendall have been working closely with a company recently that's going to use this for their bin cleaning as well. So it's not based off of size. It can be based off of anything. Like a 1 bin, 2 bin, 3 bins. How many do you have? Here's your price. Pay here, pay now, and collect that money. So we have that opportunity to do this all from here. But what's great is it syncs right back into the database for you. So you don't have to worry about taking the lead and then plugging it into the database. If they prepay, we'll take care of all that. We'll sync all the information back into the database for you. So I'm going to say fertilizer and weed control. I was going to click on a couple of these, but I want to show you how the upsells are communicated as well to this potential customer. So I know that I have bare spots on my property, so I'm going to convey this to the chat bot here in the future, but it's going to ask me questions. So I'm going to go next, and it's going to say, all right, so we have the opportunity, thanks for selecting, great, let's move forward. So what do you typically do as a business owner if you're measuring properties? You get into to measure the property, or you go on site to see what the property looks like. Here, we're giving the consumer, the potential customer, the ability to do this 24 hours a day. They just got off of work, it's 2 in the morning, doesn't matter. They know they need their lawn taken care of, but there's nobody out there that's going to answer the phone call. They go here and they see, wow, I can get a quote right now. I can measure my own property. So they click and they're like, all right, let's continue. And what's great is it walks you through. So I'm not clicking anything here. This is going through and kind of showing you a tutorial on how to use it. So the plus and the minus to the right, it's telling you how you zoom in, how you zoom out on the property. You get that, you move forward. Yeah, I know how to do that. Click start. So now I get in here and I'm like, all right, is this the property? Let me zoom in. Let me zoom out. Yes, it is. This is the property, and this will give me the proper measurements here. So I click on the unlock button. And when I do this, another quick tutorial comes up. Color in the property. Okay, I was just going to draw a line around it, but it looks like I have to color it. I get it. And here's all the shortcuts. Click next. So don't do this. Do this here. So I'm going to click on start estimating. And we have a couple different tools over here. So different lengths, different widths of the brush, like the paintbrush going through. So I'm going to click on the biggest one here. And you can do this, like I said, with your mouse on the computer or with your finger. So I'm going to use my phone and just use my finger to color in this area. So I'm going to color the boundaries, get in here. And sometimes it's hard to see around your finger, but did a pretty good job there. I colored the backyard. I colored let me get the backyard now real quick, color this in. And you can change. So to cut around some of this stuff, you may need a smaller paintbrush. So I can go to a smaller paintbrush, color this, and all I'm using is my finger to color this in. So I'm going around the pavement. And what's good about this too is the customer knows their property. Just because you can't see this, and if there's tree coverage, you don't know if potentially there's trees there or not there. Sometimes it's a problem. But as a consumer, I know my property. It's my property. I got trees in the front. I don't have trees. I got a pool back here. I can color around the pool, color all this in. So that'll give me the serviceable square footage, and I'm about 6,500 square feet. So pretty accurate. I mean, I can go in here and color the pieces I missed down here, to get that number. But, if it's based off 1,000 square feet, your price charts, it's not going to throw anything off. It's getting me right to 6,500 square feet right there. And then we save it. So when you're done, you have the ability to restart by clicking here, to delete it, or click here to save this. So that image will be saved in diagrams and docs inside of SA5. So if a homeowner colors in the front of their property and says, you know what, my property is 3,000 square feet, yeah, it's great, it's the front. So the audit process could be follow up with them and say, hey, we got your quote here, it looks like you signed up, that's great, we love to have you as a customer, but you colored in the front of your yard. Is that all you want us to service? Oh no, I want you to do the whole yard. So they're trying to get a cheaper price. Well, that's going to be this price instead of the price that you were quoted. So we're going to have to charge you the difference for it. So we can keep track of that, and all the imagery will report back into the diagrams and docs inside of the database. So now it's in sales mode. What are we doing here? We're going to customize a quote. So when I click here, it's going to go through and it's going to give us the ability to Customize a quote, like ask questions. Do you service your own property? Does another company do it? Did you just move in? And there's different answers behind these boxes when you select them. So they select it, it comes up with the scripted message, and these messages can be your messages. It don't have to be the messages you're seeing here. I do it myself, that's awesome. Glad to see you take care of your property. They're struggling a little bit. So what do they rate? 2.75 stars. All right, so hey, great, Joe. We want to get you to 5 out of 5. So if you could answer a couple questions for us, what does your lawn look like now? Is it patchy? Is it thin? Is it thick? I'm gonna click on patchy. So that's gonna actually promote an upsell based off of that answer there. So wonderful, your program is specially blended. What's the biggest problem with your lawn? So these could be upsells. A lot of these things you take care of with your lawn care program, crabgrass, weeds, things like that. But grubs, that could be an upsell. Disease, shade, you may need to seed that property because they're putting down the wrong seed in the shaded areas. I could say it's just crabgrass, and let's move forward. So when I do that, it's going to push you through to the next phase here and say, thanks for answering our questions. We're going to build you a price now. So just remember, any time of the day in Facebook marketing, the form that pops up, pay-per-click marketing, utilize this on your website. So here it is, here's the price. Here's a picture of your property. If they want to sign up, they can do an auto pay, a prepay. I believe we can do like a budget billing too if you want to do like installment plans. But there's the price for the services per application. If I click on prepay, there's the price for the entire season with a discount. If I scroll down, there's that aeration and overseeding because I said there's bare patchy areas that need to be fixed. Now we're promoting that service to fix that problem. It can promote other services that you offer. Even though they didn't click on mosquito program, it can still throw it up there for you. And if they're interested, they can click it. If not, all they got to do is click here to scroll over to the left. So there's the price, pictures, whatever you want to put on there, payment terms and conditions. What else can we do for you? We do grub preventative as well. So if I want to sign up for that lawn care program, I can click here to pay now. But if it's something that I'm just not sure, I need to think about it. We have rebuttals that can be built into the system. So what do you need to think about? Is it the price? Is it the product? Is it the people doing the work? It's the price. You're a little bit higher than the competitor that I talked to the other day. No problem. They click on price. It goes into rebuttal stage. We use the highest quality products on your lawn. That's why our grass is always the greenest in the neighborhood. So whatever the message is, it's right there. And if that conveys to them, great, sign me up. Or maybe they still need to think about it. So the lead is captured. We've got all the information, all the conditions that were noted. Maybe this isn't the right fit for you. You need somebody to contact you. Put in your comments, select it. The call is created in the software. It's going to let you know as well through like your email that you have a lead in the system. You get a dashboard with this as well. So you'll be able to see your estimates and what you've closed as well through the system. So we give you that dashboard where you'll have that set up as well. So it'll look something like this. Let me pull it up here for you. So sales breakdown, number of chats, leads, sales, revenue, activity, mosquito control, pest control, fertilizer sales. So it can be broken down into how you have this set up here. And we also do something called Reviewbot that can help you, because Reviewbot is going to help you get reviews, which in turn is going to get more people looking at your website. Because if you got 100 reviews versus the competitor that has 10, most likely people are going to look at the 100 reviews. If you're a top 3 on Google, they're going to be searching for you. So that is all I have to discuss with LawnBot, and I want to transition into Reviewbot and just go over that real quick with you. So Reviewbot is I would say more of a survey that you can blast out like an email to your customers, and we'll help you do that as well. So you could do this at certain times of the year. Like right now, probably don't want to do it. Depends on where you're at. Maybe in the southern tier states, the lawns are looking okay, but springtime, early summer, fall, when the grass looks really good, when it starts to cool off, send this survey out to everybody. You can look at it like NPS, Net Promoter Score, and only send this out to customers that are happy with your service based off of what they told you. But then you wouldn't know the customers that are not happy with the service. So this isn't just about getting the review. It's about letting the consumer letting you know how they feel about their property and what you've done to their property. So if they're not happy, you definitely want to know. And we'll be able to filter that out so they don't write a review, but it's going to shoot you an email to let you know that they gave you 2 stars out of 5. You're going to want to reach out to them and fix the problem. So sounds good. Let's move forward. On a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate us? 1 being the lowest. I'm going to rate you a 5. I love the service. It's been great. How long have you been a customer? 0 to 5 years. Okay, great. You gave us 5 stars. Do you mind writing us a review? So it's more of a survey of asking somebody to just let us know how we're doing. And if it's good, write us a review. And you can put whatever verbiage you want in here, Amazon gift card or not, you know, free application, whatever it may be. So you don't necessarily have to pay for your reviews to get them, but you could put something in here for like a raffle or something. But leave us a review, and it's very easy. All they do is click, and it takes them right into writing this review. And this one's just pointing to Real Green Systems, but here it is. Write the review, get the details. And if they take a picture of their lawn, you're even doing better with SEO. If they write some information about their lawn, it's the greenest in the area, no weeds, it's a great service, it helps you with SEO as well. So get as many details as you can, but that's ultimately up to the customer to put that information in there. So that is all I have today as far as integrations and where we're at. And like I said, with LawnBot, everything that you do syncs back into the database. So if I'm a lead and I go in there and I buy, it's taking the payment, putting it in your bank account, processing the payment on the account, prepaying the services are listed inside the database. Auto pay, if they auto pay, it's going to do that with the same services. It's going to put them on the auto pay setup within SA5 for you as well. So any questions? We've got me, Shane, and Carl here. We can definitely answer some questions for you. So Shane's monitoring the questions here for me right now. So if there's any questions, feel free to click on questions through that GoToWebinar, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have. And if not, I'll go ahead and pass the mic over to Carl, and he'll get started with his presentation. All right. I do not see any questions coming through here, so let me try one more thing here and see if there's anything. Nope, no questions. All right, so what we're gonna do after the presentation is we're gonna work with our marketing team. We're gonna send out links so you can review this at your own convenience. And we're also gonna send out you know, different information on these services. So if you're interested in any of this, definitely let us know, and we'd be happy to get you some pricing and anything that you need. So Carl, if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started on the CAW and AMA side of things, okay? Thanks again for your time, guys, appreciate it.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks, Joe. That was a great presentation again, very flawless. We're starting to get pretty good at this. Joe is going through some of the marketing aspects that we have that we are partnered with in SA5. I have some marketing tools that we have within our system, one being CAW and the other one being AMA. CAW stands for Customer Assistant Website. And with the Customer Assistant website, you would get this excellent, awesome back-end administrative tool to make sure that you are showing and customers are seeing things that you want them to see and only things that you want them to see, with the control of going in here and changing things as the season progresses. CAW, again, your Customer Assistant website is your one-stop shop for your customer. They're going to be able to pay their bill, see their activity, see their history, see their adjustments. If you want to show them adjustments that were made to the account, they're going to be able to get frequently asked questions. They're going to be able to see some promotions that you're going to be offering throughout the season. They're also going to be able to add services or ask for an estimate on any service that you want to show or potentially sell your customer. So again, your one-stop shop for all your customers' needs. So again, with CAW, you are going to get this administrative tool that you're going to be able to control where communication goes to. So it is going to be branch specific, or whatever changes that you make to one branch, you are going to be able to copy to other branches. If you only have one branch, then you don't have to worry about this. You are going to be able to put in where the call log entered by, the payment journal entry, so when they make payments, who's the employee, when they add services and things like that. Funny story, I had a customer that had started with CAW, and they had their name in there because they were the only ones that were really producing any of the things. So they were the office manager slash scheduler slash everything else except for the outside work. Well, she had her name in CAW as the salesperson on sales. She activated AMA, and all of a sudden, all these customers were going to CAW and purchasing things. And so her, when she ran her commissions report, her name was at the top of the list, and turned out that it was all the sales from CAW. So she told me for that year I was their top seller. So anyways, little tidbit there, because you will get a lot of people that do use CAW. CAW is just a great place to go where customers don't want to talk to anybody anymore. They're going to be able to do that right here and get all their answers and do everything that they need to do for their lawn care needs. So some of the call logs that are going to be available, and some of the things that the customer is going to be doing is asking for service calls. Also estimate requested or additional service, adding a service. They're going to refer people. So who do these call logs go to and what is the outcome? So right now I have a new call in CAW because I look at my call log for CAW. If you have lots of employees looking at different call logs like your service managers, you're probably going to have some of the service calls, estimate requested, and additional services going to your service manager. Your inside office will get the referrals. We'll also get the contact us. You know, they'll get maybe the new CAW registration. The marketing could be the inside or sales, marketing being the promotions. Contact me and contact us is a little bit different, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. If you're requesting or needing for them to accept terms and conditions, who gets that? The nice part is that no matter what, you have to put an outcome in an employee, and that's why we set up CAW as an employee, so that way it doesn't boggle other people's call logs, but it is there in their call log. So if they did accept terms and conditions, something happens, you have a backup in the call log that they've done so. When they've changed any details, so if they've updated their email address, or if they have changed their preferences, you're going to get a call log that is going to let you know what were changed. An email is an option. So for some of the things, you may want to get an email so you can get to the customer right away and start communicating by email, or you don't, like a payment. You're not going to want an email for that, but you're certainly going to want an email for something, for a payment that is rejected. And those payments are going to be more of an urgent call, where your payments that are made in the system are going to be more of a note, which is a resolved call. So it's going to be added to the customer that a payment was made, and the confirmation if it was made by credit card and whatnot, and all the information that goes with that payment. But you're not going to have to resolve the call. It's going to be already resolved as a note. So we have some resolved outcomes that are actually not called resolved. They're called notes, and then we have other ones that are obviously resolved, or different types of resolve that you may have added as well. Mps scores are huge as well. As Joe was talking about, someone that's going to give you a good Mps score, you're going to want to get in contact with them to see if they can leave you a review or refer some friends. If they're going to give you a negative, a detractor Mps score, then you're going to want to get a hold of them right away to make sure that you make things right before they cancel or put a bad review online. Bounced email, that is for AMA. That is going to be where customers that maybe you have a bad email in their program or on their file, sorry. Maybe it was just written wrong, right? Maybe you have CON instead of COM. So it's going to let you know that that email bounced because there was a clerical error. And other reasons why, including spam. So if a customer does put you to spam, unfortunately, they are the only ones that can take you out of spam. So they would go to that email that they have moved to spam, and they'll have to move it back into their inbox and say that it's not spam. So some of the communication that is all the communication that actually a customer is going to be able to do in CAW, we do track everything, and we make sure that you are able to respond to any actions that is done in CAW by your customers. You can also control the prepay, when the season, the cutoff, the minimum amount. Do they have to pay for everything to pay for their prepay that's coming up? Most people say yes. You can also have a different prepay discount for different things. Like a residential, you could put in a different one for their programs or special jobs. Or you can go ahead and offer a prepaid discount for installments. Most people don't for installments. And a lot of people do not give a prepaid discount for commercial. They're going to give them discounts, but not prepaid discounts. And then just simply putting prepay 0% here, make sure that anything that's purchased in CAW is allocated properly. Here you have your estimate. So again, I have number 2, 3, and 4 as my estimate shown for 300 days. And there's a method to my madness, is because 0 and 1 are usually where you're starting to do the estimate. You may not have a full price yet. You may not have the discount supplied yet. You may not have, all the services added yet. So until they are number 2, they don't show up in CAW for the customer to purchase. And they'll show you through the AMA how that is done. And actually, I'll show you how it's done through a customer. In your CAW, you'll have your new sale parameters on what kind of payments you take and what happens when they make those payments. So the service gets added at what status. So the service is going to be added when they ask for an estimate, request an estimate, but it's also going to be added when they pay as you go, charge credit card, which is auto pay or prepay, which is then going to activate that service. Not only add the service, but also make it an active status. So what the customer sees. So in CAW admin, you're also able to look up any customer that's in your database, and you can search for them to see what's going on with them. So you can see their account, their name, their address, email address, if they're registered with CAW. You can delete the registration if they need to re-register. You can send them a reset password email. So that way they can go ahead and reset their password. If they trust you or want you to do it, then you can go ahead and do that here by putting in the new password and confirming it, updating it, and they are good to go. But we can also log in as them, which is really, really nice. So here you can see exactly what a person is going to see or your customer would see in CAW. So there's a few landing pages with other information. So it gives them their remit balance. They can make a payment right from here. They can also make a payment from here. They can set up auto pay. Here they can see their estimate. So I have this customer is able to see their estimate for 300 days. So it shows them here that they have an estimate that needs to be looked at. So here is the estimate. And for them, it is a parameter pass program. I have an amount and a prepaid discount because I'm offering a 5% prepaid discount throughout CAW. You can control in certain bundles or promotion bundles what kind of promotion, so you can do a higher promotion in some of the bundles, but as a whole, I have a 5% pretty much across the board. It just keeps everything a little bit more manageable. So here, once they, because I have it that they have to, it is required for the terms and the conditions, they would have to check this, and they do have to sign off, and then the payments are available. They can pay as they go, prepay, auto pay, and if they need more information, here is the contact us. So on service level, contact us is going to be where that call goes to, and up here, contact us. So contact me is for services and promotions, and contact us is as a general. So here they're going to be able to put in the reasons why they need to be contacted and their comments. And they can go ahead and submit it, and you'll get a call log and or an email, like we spoke about the call logs and any of the actions that are done in CAW by your customers. Also on the home screen, you're going to be able to have your referral program, just a basic program that they add people they want to refer. Of course, you could put on that landing page, on the front page, you could put, refer a friend and actually, have a $25 or whatever you're offering as a referral discount. Your special will show the promotion that's available for that customer or any services that were suggested from condition codes. So these services can help resolve problems we saw during our last visit. So these were actually condition codes that were found and some suggested services to fix those problems. And again, by them clicking that they agree to terms and conditions, and of course you would have your terms and conditions just under here, and then your CAW, your digital signature, and then they'll be able to pay. They can also see all the services that have been done and the ones that still need to be done, the ones that actually have a scheduled date. See all the history by dropping down the program. On 3 rounds have been done and 2 need to still be done. Mowing, same thing. I have 2 mowings done and I have a whole bunch left to do. Fall aeration was done, so was all types of your grub, and you can actually have the service summary report or an invoice, which is also going to be on the after service emails. Customer can then see their history, and they can also see when and how long they've owed that money. And they can also prepay for their season coming up. As long as I'm offering a prepay discount and it's not cut off and they qualify for that amount, it will show here where they can go ahead and prepay throughout the season. They can request a service, add a service, refer a friend again. About us would be about your company, and you can also add a frequently asked questions. So back in our setup on the main, we have one of the most important parts for the marketing part of it is your prepay and promotions. So prepay is nice to have because you're going to be able to set up a bundle in CAW here where you can give a discount. You can also have upsells and give discounts if you like, and a prepay discount with filters that when it is available and until when it is available, you're going to be able to use this site ID, which my site ID is W45, and my bundle here is number 2. And I'm going to be able to do that when I produce my prepay letters, my physical letters, because I'm going to be able to put this code on there. It's going to pull that code automatically for me when I'm doing my prepaid letters. This is specific to this customer on what has been renewed and what promotions you're adding to that customer. So if I'm my upsells are aeration grub and they already have an aeration, then it will only show the grub, and vice versa. If they already have a grub, it will only show the aeration. But it's a unique offer code that is unique to that customer that can be printed on the on the prepay letters. So we'll give your website and also the code. Other things in CAW that is going to be interactive with other things like AMA is your promotions. So here I have an aeration promotion, a grub promotion, a mosquito promotion, a pest control promotion, and also lawn care. And you can see here that my programs I've made them available for not a customer. So if somebody does get to my website at longgateway.com/Carl's Corner, then they're going to be able to purchase any of these services, especially if they already have a size in my system. Maybe they're in my marketing data world. Or if I don't have a size and they're brand new to the website, then it's going to just have that contact me so then I can go ahead and go measure them and make sure I give them a proper price. But at least it lets them know what I have available. So let's take a look at the aeration special offer. Here's I could put in a description of my service, an image, my promotion, which is my aeration, and then I'm given a 10% discount from that promotion. I don't have any upsells because I'm specifically looking at promoting aeration. I do have, and I don't have a time limit, but usually I would probably limit that to October, maybe November. And I probably would not start, especially if it was a fall aeration, I would not start that till probably June or July or August. I do recommend that you do 5 promotions or more, just so it gives that customer something to look at when they're in CAW. but also will also print or display on the emails through AMA. And that takes me into AMA. So with AMA, that is Automated Marketing Assistant. It is your one-stop shop. Everything is a one-stop shop. This one is a one-stop shop for you communicate all your communication needs. So it is going to communicate with your customers from top to bottom, from the time that they become a potential customer to, unfortunately, the time they become a canceled customer, and anything and everything in between. So as you start your journey with your customer as an estimate customer in SA5, this is SA5 again, in the contact tab, and SA4 will also be in the contact tab as well. You will see all the communication that has been sent out through AMA. All communication is attached to a letter, and the letters, and that's why we put them here in the letter portion of SA5 or SA4. And they're all going to start with SS. This program was called Subscription Services way back when, about 8 years ago. We switched it to AMA, but a lot of people already had the letters, so I decided to not change the letter format. So here's an estimate. So when a customer is a potential customer, you're going to put in an estimate into the system, into a status number 2, number 3. And if the customer is not ready to sign up, then an email can go out right away as an e-proposal. So this actually can take over your proposals. So you're talking to the customer, hey, Mrs. Smith, just want to let you know that you're going to get an email here in just a few minutes that's going to enforce what we talked about. All you need to do is click on the link, and it's going to take you into our customer assistant website where you're going to be able to go ahead and activate that estimate and pay for it. And right now we are offering a prepaid discount of 5% if you want to prepay. And that email will actually say all of that, because here it is. So prepay today and save. Here's the services that we talked about. We can now group services together, so it's not a big email, but we can also list out round by round. This would be a 6-round program, and this will also be a 6-round program. This customer in particular already has the basic program, so when they click on here to save, it shows them the parameter pest program that they can go ahead and still prepay and save. So when a customer gets a proposal, you give the customer a proposal on site. The email will go out within 15, 20, 30 minutes. We can also do a drip campaign with that, with 3 additional emails after the first one. You're going to be able to distinguish which timing that you want these emails to go out. We definitely recommend different settings or different timing, especially with the estimate follow-up or e-proposal. We would suggest 0 days, 3 days, 6 days, and 9 days. Keeping all that communication real nice and tight, because we know that customers are going to sign up with somebody if they're inquiring within the first 2 weeks or less. So we want to keep it real tight on the communication. Some of the other communication that we have is once they become your customer, you can then send them a new sale confirmation. New sale confirmation just reinforces the services that were purchased, and it allows the customer to go ahead and CAW and purchase those services. As you can see here, this customer, I did not group them, so everything is showing up here, and it's showing here that I have given them a discount off the first round on both programs. So those were discounts that were coming inside the system. So we are going to show all discounts and show the regular price, and then scrap it out to show the regular price, the new price. And again, their customer now is a new customer. They have signed up for these services. You have activated them. They can go in the CAW and go ahead and just put in their email address and submit it, where they're going to go ahead and be able to prepay for all their services. Making it real nice and easy from the time that they are interested to becoming a customer to go to CAW and introduce them to CAW and also have them pay for their services. Some states require, like New York, Maine, Minnesota, they require a confirmation of that the customer is confirming that they agree to the terms. So here it allows you to go ahead and put this link on the emails that will take them into our signature, and that signature will be on file once they sign. Oh, too much information. They can pay their bills, set up auto pay, and contact you. Again, contact us is that area where they can go ahead and ask questions. You also have my reviews that you can put on, the new sale confirmation, the after service email, before service email, payment reminders, all kinds of different things that you could put my reviews on. We do have a my reviews that is offered through digital. And basically, wrong email. This is an old email. I'll go into another one and show you my reviews. So new sale confirmation here. We also have the CAW registration email. That will go out at the same time. As you can see, the 11th here that we sent out a couple emails. So one was an estimate. They purchased the estimate. They got a new sale confirmation. They also got the CAW registration. They got a reject email because they bought some things and didn't buy others. So I'll show you that right here. I had added several things to this account. And as you can see, I rejected some of the things that they weren't quite interested in. And so they also got a reject email. CAW registration email, again, goes along with the new sale confirmation. So basically that setting is that anybody that's new in your database with an email address that aren't CAW registered, we get this email. What's nice about it is that it explains what is all about the CAW, and it's also PCI compliant, and that it is, all the information is going to be secured, and this is everything that they can do in CAW. So real nice that they can go ahead and click on the link that will take them where they can go ahead and register. We already have all the information that we need for this customer. So when they go and register, all they need to do is put in an email address, password, confirm that password, and that's how easy it is to register their account. So we also have payment reminders. Again, before service emails, after service emails. The payment reminder is a phenomenal email, so you're not chasing money. This is great for your AR. This is going to reduce your AR by about 40%. The after service email will reduce it by another 20. So between the two, the after service email and the payment reminder, you will see a decrease in your AR for about 60%. So if they owe, again, we do have some timings for these. We have 4 emails in total. I always recommend to do 2 before you would actually pull your physical statement. So maybe 14 days, 21 days, then another one at 28 days, giving them that last chance before you pull the statements to send out. And the verbiage at the beginning is real soft by, hey, we're on your property recently. We noticed that we haven't been paid. We know life gets busy, so please take advantage of the convenience of this email to pay your account balance. And it is easy as 1, 2, 3. They click on here, takes them here. If they're not registered, they can go ahead and create that profile. If they don't want to at the time, they can still pay as guests. So great feature that they don't need to register to get the emails. They don't need to register to get in the CAW, and they definitely don't need to register to pay their bill. So some of the other emails that we have is, of course, our holy grail, which is the after service email. This one is our invoice on steroids. This thing has everything. It lets customers know who was there, when they were there. You can actually have a time show up if you'd like. What service was performed. You can show the invoice. So if you ever want to go paperless, you can use the after service email to do so. Let me go one step back. I apologize. But you also have the before service email and the before service text. So you can let your customers know that you're coming out the next day. This is usually used by your call aheads. So that way now you don't have to do your call aheads anymore. It'll let the customers know that you're coming out on a certain date, what service you're going to perform. and what the cost is of that service. They're going to be able to pay their bill before you even get there, which is great. They're going to see the technician, their license, all their bio. So it gives that warm and fuzzy feeling to the customer who's going to be on their property, and it also builds that relationship. It is also going to show any promotion that's available to that customer at that time. So back to the after service email. So after you've done production, they're going to get this after service email. Again, showing who was there, when they were there, what service was performed, weather condition. It can also show your product usage. All of these settings are, they're optional. So you can show your invoice. Again, if you want to go paperless, you're going to be able to have the invoice where the customer can click on it and it will take them into CAW where they can print it out. Well, right from the email, they can pay their bill right here. So very, very simple, very convenient email that can be sent out as soon as production is entered. So if you're allowing your text to post in the field for mobile live, or if you're grabbing that journal throughout the week, throughout the day as your production is being entered and posting it, then that email will go out minutes after that. It shows the tech notes. It also shows your basic note to everyone. For your convenience, services continue from season to season. Also shows a tech on this one as well, so that way they can see who was on the property. And then it has condition codes. So CAW is for all your customers. AMA is for your communication need. Condition codes is for you and your ROI, your return on investment. So this does a couple of things. First, it lets customers know that you're paying attention. It also will upsell anything that's going on with that property. So if you notice that they have termites, or if they need overseeding, or friendly ones like needs water, dull mower blades. These are all friendly condition codes. Also things like dandelions. We noticed your dandelions. We sprayed your dandelions. This should be gone in 7 to 10 days. So this is going to alleviate phone calls from coming into the office because you're telling them that you're paying attention and you're on it. But when there are condition codes that have suggested service, they're going to have this link that says technician's recommendations. Click here to learn more. And now they're going to learn about their overseeding and how to take care of their pest control. Or how to take care of their pests, which they're going to get this image here that says these services can help resolve problems we saw during our last visit. And customers are 10 times more likely to buy a service when they know they have a problem rather than just buying a service just because you're offering a discount. But if you do want to offer a discount and you do want to send them an email to people that don't have a certain service, you're going to be able to do that through the command center. And the command center comes with AMA as well. And here is a command center. So command center as an iShot is going to let you know how many emails are being opened. So it's a live feed. It's a live open feed. Here I have 40 emails that have been opened. 17 of them were my after service email, payment reminders, before service, estimates, confirmation. So all the emails that have been opened and who has opened them. And what's nice about it is that it actually will drop a drop in on the map as people open them. I guess somebody in Nigeria is opening up this email. So here we have an after service email that has been open today at 7:51 a.m. So I can actually click on it and see when it was open. I can see also the property in Google Maps. I can see what was sent out. So as a salesman, I can be in the command center in the RSS feed and see what the condition codes were. So I can call the customer and see if they're interested in buying services that were suggested from the condition codes. Kind of shooting fish in a barrel, as they say. If I don't have time to follow up with them right away, I can go ahead and claim that call. So that way it gives me a call log so I can follow up with it later. So very, very, very nice tool to have. Also in the command center, you're going to see your overview. So your overview is the emails that have been clicked on, that have been open, and how many times they have been open. So here I have my this month. So actually 1 month, 30 days. I had 12 after service emails sent. 10 of them were uniquely open. So that was the very first time they were open. And then 18 times were they open. 9 clicks. So I can go ahead and click on the view for the after service email, and it will show me by branch what was clicked on. So again, here's my 9 unique opens clicked, and here it shows me that the payment link was clicked 7 times. CS web page is 1 time. So our emails are, we do testing after testing after testing to make sure that the emails are opening up properly in most browsers. Sometimes they just don't open for that particular browser for whatever reason. They may have a mixture of Gmail and Macintosh, Apple computer. For whatever reason, it's sometimes a mixture of what they have or a personal setting that just won't show images. So we have the view web page where they can click on it, opens up a web page, and will open any email properly. We also have our bounce report, so it'll let you know which emails bounced. Also our sent report, so how many of certain products were sent within a time range. So this one is only a week, so I had 2 emails, and then I can see which ones were open. So both of these were open by me. Then I have my scheduler. The scheduler is where you can go and set up your emails to go out to your customers. So you can do promotions for grub. You can do promotions for aeration, for mosquito, for parameter pest, whatever you want to upsell to your customers that don't already have it. You could, which means also your active customers that don't have a particular service, or your cancels or your estimates that don't have a particular service. So here you can just set up a new campaign. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So here you're gonna new campaign. First, we're gonna name that campaign so you can refer to it anytime. What that campaign is it a newsletter? Newsletters can only be sent to your active customers. You're basically talking to your active customers. Or upsells could be to anybody but marketing. Marketing emails are usually bad, so we really frowned upon sending to a list of emails that are going to be traps. Here you can go ahead and use one of our letters. Again, SS stands for AMA or subscription services. We have several for upsells like aeration, flea and tick, grub, lawn, mosquito. I'm going to go ahead and use my mosquito, and I can come in here and edit this anytime I want, submit my changes. It will update in SA4 and SA5 for you automatically. I'm going to select my date I want this to go out and hit next. We have several templates that we have put together for you, including these pest ones, these aeration, snow, tree and shrub, aeration, ants, deep root, lots and lots of parameter, including probably our #1 template for mosquito is this one right here. So you can view it. So then we have a frightening one that's kind of like a black and white and has this big old mosquito. So it's a little scary. So depending on what kind of message you want to send out there, we do have the template for you. If not, we do have a template builder that you are going to be able to build your own. Once you have your template or your one that you have built and chose, you can go ahead and choose the customers you want to send it to. So if this would be to a mosquito, maybe I do want to send it to my active customers that don't have mosquito. Maybe I do want to send it to other folks that, people that had canceled or people that had asked for estimates but never activated. Here it's going to tell me how many customers it's going to go to and what my cost is going to be. I can send it to my residential, which is then going to lower that number by a little bit. I can exclude certain flags from getting it or just send it to a specific flag. So I can run a report, add it to the customers I want, build a campaign, and only send it to that group. I can exclude services. So maybe somebody has a mosquito gold program and I'm selling the basic mosquito program. So I don't want people that have mosquito gold to lower their program. I can also do on the size range. and also include my group billing. Once I have everything I want, I can then send them to a bundle. Again, that bundle from CAW, so that's that full circle going from CAW building promotions that are available for customers that go into CAW. They're available for emails that go out to customers, and they're also going to be available for upsells. And this one is probably one of the most important because we're guiding customers to that mosquito special offer. And so we're building that promotion in CAW, and we're sending customers right back to CAW where they'll see the promotion and get the discounts. And by hitting order now, they will go directly into CAW where they can purchase it. So they're getting an email, they're purchasing the email, it's being activated in SA, and all you have to do is set up this email, which literally takes about 5 minutes. Once everything is good with your logo and your verbiage and the program looks good, you're going to be able just to go ahead and approve all, so that email will get blasted out. I'm going to go ahead and close that out so it doesn't go up. With that, if you have any questions, I'll be ready to answer them now or at any time after. And I will also pass the torch to Shane, which is going to do a presentation on Mobile Live, including door-to-door sales and estimates and all the other great tools that Mobile Live has to offer. Shane? Oh, Shane.
Hey, thank you, Carl. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hitting these mute buttons and unmuting, that's all I was doing there.
Right.
I don't see any questions as of yet, but you guys are welcome to put any questions in there. Carl can answer any questions while I'm doing my presentation, so feel free to ask at any time.
If anybody has any question any other time as well, don't forget sales@realgreen.com. You need to talk to our technician, support@realgreen.com. So lots of different departments will definitely be able to help you with anything that you might have.
All right, Carl. See my screen here, Carl?
I see your screen, sir. I'm going to
Awesome.
go ahead and mute myself for now.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, hey, today in this portion of the webinar, we're going to go over Mobile Live. I'm going to show you a few bells and whistles that just got uploaded into Service Assistant 5 when it comes to the routing side of it. We'll go through the tech production, and also a new feature that we have is the sketch feature. So you take a picture, do a sketch in the field on the account level. I'll jump into that. We're also going to do some estimating, like Carl said, and some door-to-door sales to finish it off with. We'll get started here. This production, we want to do invoice printing. Click on the invoice printing right here. I'm going to go kind of fast through this. I figured you guys probably know this already. Jump to the map portion, and this is the section that I wanted to really emphasize. There's a gearbox, that's a brand new feature on here, map options. So we can unclick the default pan tool and the auto zoom. So the auto zoom automatically zooms in and out as soon as you capture a few of those jobs. The default tool pan as well. So when you have those things turned off, and I go to my route here, say I'll do this first section here, it doesn't zoom out. It used to zoom out, now it'll stay right in the neighborhood. So if you're trying to build some density on these here, let's zoom in a little bit, and it just stays right on this seam. Doesn't zoom out. So it's a nice feature that they've added here. So this is what I would do to choose my route. I'd use the optimization tool. Quickest window is going to default from. And if you have a time window customer, it'll accommodate that and it'll work around it. We can also choose the same side of the street routing. So that'll keep the hose on the right side of the street if you're pulling a hose. We're just going to go ahead and optimize by the quickest. Can assign it to my technician right here. So you type in the keyword, the first name, myself, and I can go ahead and change the date to anything I want. Create that batch. These will disappear from the screen. You can continue to route. But just for demo purposes, we're going to hurry through this real quick. And you can see I already had 3 routes sitting here. I have the 4th one here. Let's just go ahead and maybe I just want to assign this a route. If I want to completely go paperless, all I do is generate and mark as print right here. But if I wanted to print like a driver's report along with it, I can do that. Just click the driver's report. And when I hit the generate button, it will also push it out to the mobile live device and print your worksheet or driver report. Let's go ahead and switch back over to the tablet real quickly. So I've already pushed the work out to the tablet, as you can see. So when a technician opens up his tablet, signs in for the day, this was the production screen that I'll see. It's going to download the production. So I'll let this download real quickly, and we'll jump into here. One thing we can do on the main screen here, we could change the themes, we could change the colors. We can also change toggle between day and nighttime. And I'll show you that here in just a second. Let it refresh. It's building the route. So the three dots up here, if I click these, I can set up the route. Here's where I could select different themes if I wanted to change the colors. So pretty easy there. We'll go with the purple today. Also, you can toggle between day and night mode. There's a few different options here. I'm not going to get into all of these today, but for demo purposes, I think I'm going to stay on the day shift. All right. We all have a drawer button here. There's some options inside of here. I'll go through that in a little while. There's a legend down here as well, so you can see my greens, see what that green means in the legend. It's a new sale. So it's got the call ahead as a light blue, and you can see through what the legend has to offer there. So when we go ahead and select this first job, I have the auto navigation turned off. So when I click on here, it would take me normally to the auto navigation feature. It's got a verification of the address number, so we just want to type that in and verify that we're in the correct address. This can be turned on, can be turned off, doesn't matter, whichever you prefer for your business. We can go ahead and start the timer. Click the yes button. It's going to review the notes real quickly. And if there was nothing the technician needed to do to add any products or services or condition codes or anything, you would simply hit the back arrow. And you can complete the work or no exit. I'm going to cancel this because I want to show you a few more details in here. We have the four main buttons down here. These tabs, those are products, condition codes, the weather, and the notes. We also can add services right there on the left-hand side. We can pay in the field. We can email the invoice, or we can also print in the field. So let's go ahead. We'll hit this products here tab here. You can see these are the different products that were already preloaded from the database in SA5. So if we needed to change the ounces on this, we can do that and change it to maybe 14 ounces instead. You can go ahead and change that. If you needed to add a new product, you can hit the Add Product button here. It's going to search your database for the products. It's got subcategories here, so we can select a category. And I can add that product too. And select the amount. And that's how you would add a product. We'll jump over to the condition codes real quickly. Clicking on the condition codes, now the greens are upsells. You can see the legend here, and internal use for the blue. So that's something the customer won't see, but you guys will. So you can select anything, the grub control. You also have a keyword search here. So if you're searching a huge plethora of condition codes, you can just type in what you're looking for. The next thing is the weather. Now this is automatically going to populate based upon where that tablet's at. It's going to throw the temperature in there, the wind direction, the speed, and humidity. That's a new feature in there. We can rate this property too. You can have this feature turned on or turned off. It's up to you on the admin side. If you want to do a property rating, it goes up to 9. And all this information will, as soon as I exit out of here, will populate in your claim journal in SA5. Hitting the payment button, I'll click that real quick. We can choose the different payment types. You can take this. As long as you're signed up for the Real Green payment processing, you can take payments in the field. I'm going to do my American Express. It's going to ask me for the card number. As soon as I enter in the card number information, it's going to tokenize that and keep us in that PCI compliance, keep you in PCI compliance, and keep your customers safe. I'm going to exit out of there real quickly. Now, one thing I promised to do is to show you the new feature of that sketch. So we can jump into the account level. So this person here is the account. We have the billing address if we needed to change any of that information, the map, email, and texting. So we're going to go ahead and click on that account level, and I'll show you how to sketch something. So you'll see the account pops up at the top. That's how you know you're in the account level and not production. The drawer options here will change because I am in the account level. I'll drop down all the way here to my sketch. Click on the sketch here. This is the texting I can draw. I can do image or circles and squares and different, place those on top of the sketch. And just here I can adjust it. These 3 dots up here is where I can actually physically take a picture in the field. So I want to take a picture, utilize the tablet. It might be a little grainy, but I took an image off the internet here. Hit the OK button. Populate that up. Yeah. Maybe just a second, I'll get back there. Get back to that right in a second here. Let's go through that process, just entering that production again. I want to get on the account level, so I'll do that. So for some reason, it logged me onto there. Not sure why. Let's go back to the sketch. And I want to take a picture. Take a picture again. Now, once I do this sketch, it's going to save it in the diagram and docs inside of SA5. Hit the OK button again, let it load. All right, it loaded it sideways, and that's okay because I have this editing tool here. I can spin that. So here's my picture. I want to go ahead and add let's add a arrow to this picture. And take this to right here. I can also enter in images, not images, but the circle here. And then I can put some text inside of that too. So I'll hit the text feature when I add, and I could put grubs in here. Move that to the center here. You can change the font size, the color. You do a lot of different things in here. So there's a few different tools here. There's a freeform tool to where I can actually draw. If I wanted to circle this whole area, it's a freeform tool. So I can do the sketch. Hit the back arrow. And I just want to save this. I'm going to name this sketch. I can do, a condition code, whatever I want to do. If there's certain shrubs you want to highlight in the picture, you can do that to get back to it. Go ahead and name this. Very, very cool tool. You can use that in so many different applications out in the field. It is going to save it into the account level in SA5, and you can find that in your diagrams, they call it, in the customer details. Any questions with that at all? All right, let's go back to the production here. I just hit the back arrow. It's an auto save feature. So now you can see I'm in the production for this customer. So the instance that you would use something like this, if the tech needed to point out a certain condition or something going on in the lawn, so this would be for the tech to be able to use. You can also use it for estimating, and during the estimate side, you can use those sketches as well and put that on the customer's profile. This isn't something typically that would be done, but it can be. So after I'm satisfied with this, I can just hit the back arrow, clock out, hit the yes button. And what this is going to do is it's going to drop it below the depot and it'll dark gray it out. So you'll see this job drop below the depot, and it's going to populate in SA5. Let me show you where that's going to be. So in the production entry, as soon as it's done downloading and communicating, it's going to populate in the claim journal. So it's sitting there right now. So you don't have to scan invoices at the end of the day. You don't have to enter in those invoices. You can post production throughout the day. There's another really nice feature that they've implemented in SA5. So I'm going to go ahead and claim that. And that's going to throw 15 into my production journal. So you'll see here the 15. And if I want to review each one of these, I used to have to click this edit button on each one. So now I'm going to click on the first one. It's going to push it back into the production entry. And I can change the notes in here, anything I want it to say. Enter into different products. And instead of saving, I can do save and next. And that's going to take me to the next production entry. And I can continue down that list, all 15. Once I'm done with that, I can go ahead and post them all. So it's going to save you a lot more time. And that's just a brand new update they just pushed out last night. Let's jump back into the mobile live and I'll do some estimating for you. So the first thing I want to do is, and you can use this, the technicians can use this to sell and do the estimating, or if you have a Salesforce out there that you're going to use, a salesperson could log in and use it for estimating and adding the customer base. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll hit this arrow button. So you can see the drawer populates. We have a time clock feature in here, so somebody can punch in, punch out, but really what we're looking for is the customer search. So we click the customer search here. I want to go ahead and put this house number in here and this address and see if it's in my database. Virginia Court, all right. Scroll this down a little bit, the city. And my zip code. Let's go ahead and search this. If I've made any mistakes with this address, it'll let me know. It'll prompt me. All right, takes me right in here. Do I want to re-geocode to my current location? No, I'm not physically at this location, so I'm not going to re-geocode. It's going to pull it up as a marketing customer, and I can change that status to gave estimate. I have a lawn care estimate sitting here, but if, say, I want to add something to this estimate, it's a breakdown of the program into applications, but I can hit the plus button here. It'll search my database for the programs and services that I offer. So let's do a bio boosting program. So we'll do it now. We're just going to do a special job here. We'll do add grub control to it. It's going to calculate the price based on the square footage that I have here. So it's bringing it from the price charts into the mobile live. And all I have to do here, click the arrow button. One thing I want to do is I want to get fancy. I want to add a picture to the estimate. So I can go down here and actually take a picture of the customer property. And you can take a picture. Let's get that picture up here. There's my home. Take a picture of that. I think I need to work on my home more than my lawn, but that's okay. Hit the OK button. We'll add that to the estimate. Any pictures I take in here will be downloaded into SA5 as well. Go ahead and preview this. See what this looks like. Well, here's the estimate. You see the grub control and lawn care program. It also has another one just for the grub control, and then a breakdown of the applications. I have 3 different proposals selected in my print queue, so just to show you the differences in them. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the door-to-door. And one thing I want to show you, we're going to go back to the search feature here. So if I wanted to search this area, I'll go right back from, we'll exit the search. I'll start from scratch here so you can see where I'm going. So from when you log in, you're going to hit this drawer button up here. And I'm going to change the date as well. And I'm going to go back into Service Assistant 5 and do a marketing list that I can send to this tablet. So I want to do the customer search again. And I'm just going to hit the search button rather than put customer information in there. It's going to search the area that I'm in right now and find all the customers, marketing customers, active customers, all of that. And if I want to send, say, these no status customers or even the gave estimate customers to the mobile, the door-to-door campaign, I can go ahead and do that. I toggle all 4 of them, hit the 3 dots up here, and I can export to the neighborhood marketing. And you can see the customer's been exported. And maybe you would use that feature for a technician to be able to knock on some doors while they're out there. But if you're actually going to run a door-to-door campaign, I'm going to show you how to do that too. All right, let's get back into Service Assistant. So from the home screen here, I'm going to go to the reports. Enter the keyword search up here in mobile. Just type in mobile and it'll bring it up. Mobile neighborhood marketing. This is where I want to be. It's going to behave just like any other report with the drop downs. I'm going to include my marketing customer. So I'm just going to satisfy this document and then I'm going to go to generate that. It's going to search the database for all my marketing customers based on my criteria. And I'm going to zoom into these. It's going to behave a lot like Routing Assistant. And I'm going to assign that way too. Let's go for some density here. Got 49 customers on this road. So let's go ahead and circle these. Hit the pan button, zoom in a little bit more. Maybe I want to add a couple more. Let's do these 2 streets as well. From there, I want to optimize this. Give my best outcome. Now I want to go ahead and assign it to the technician. So that's myself. We'll assign it to tomorrow's date, the 26th, and save. And now that pushes it out to the mobile device. Let's switch back to that mobile device real quick. Right here, I want to set up the route. And I want to change it to tomorrow's date so I can see that data. Hit the OK button, back arrow, and it's going to populate. You can see behind here in those two roads that I pushed out. So there's a 4 count. There are 4 customers that I pushed out to the mobile live device from the network marketing. So this is from SA. So these 4 streets are the ones that I pushed out to the device. So you have a 49 count. So if you're doing a door-to-door campaign, whether it's your salespeople doing it or you hire people to knock on doors, I'm going to go ahead and click on that onto York Road. So it'll bring up the 49 customers. So before I move forward, let's just say there's an address in between. I can add an address by clicking these 3 dots up here. There's an add an address. So if there's something that's missing in the marketing data and it's a cookie cutter subdivision, you already know the size of those, anything near, so you can kind of get a gauge from it. But let's go ahead and click into Ryan Clark. I already have a size, I have the address and the name, so I want to knock on the door. This could be a very simple process. You knock on the door and they want to request an estimate. If the door knocker's not the one doing the estimate and you have a salesperson out in the field with them, they can go ahead and do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that they're just door knockers, click the back arrow, and that's going to give an outcome for the door-to-door. So I've already created these call log outcomes for the door-to-door campaign in the background in SA5 in the settings. I did door-to-door declined, knocked no answer, request an estimate, and spoke to a non-decision maker, maybe the kids at home, and spoke to the owner. So there's different, these are just a baseline, but you can make anything you want in here for your call log. Let's just say it requests an estimate. Once I do this, and once I select this, it's going to automatically generate a call log, and you can have that call log for the estimates go to your Salesforce, so your salespeople. Knock, no answer, it's just a regular outcome. You can have all these different call logs be assigned to different people, depending on what you want. Whatever makes sense for your business. You can do times, we can do flag codes if we choose to, and any notes. If I click on the notes section, I have a voice to text. And you can type anything in there. The door-to-door, if it's just a door-to-door, not a salesperson doing it, this can be a simple process just like I showed you. But if you did have a salesperson that wanted to do it, they could actually do it right on the spot. Let's click into the next account and I'll show you what I mean. So we're on the account level, you can see. And if I wanted to do this as an estimate, and I am the salesperson knocking on doors, I can go ahead and make it behave just like I did an estimate earlier. Hit this add button, it's going to search the programs and services that I want. They want to sign up for my bio boosting program. I click on that. It'll add it here. I already have the square footage from my marketing list, so it's going to calculate a price for me already. If I needed to do a deeper dive into the actual rounds, click in here, and you can see that program. So I have it in estimate status, and I can go ahead and email that just like I was showing you a little earlier. We can capture a signature on this estimate. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll show you that. So I type in my name. Some of the states require you to have a signature. And then I can go ahead and sign this. We can go as far as taking that customer property picture again, the little shack that I was kidding about before. We'll go ahead and do it. So you can incorporate the estimating right into the door-to-door sales as well. And then we just preview and email that right to the customers. That second button down. So you can email that right to the customer from here. So you have your property image here. It captures your signature as well. Right here at the bottom. And a little survey. You complete the estimate, yes. We'll update the customer status to a 2 status because I gave them the estimate and emailed it to them. And you can continue on. It's going to ask me for an outcome. I did an estimate. So you could put a door-to-door campaign if you have the salespeople actually doing it. And, gave estimate could be your outcome. And I'll take you to the next one. That's the door-to-door campaign, and you can make this customize this the way you want. Customize the call logs, different statuses, sending it out to different people. As a whole, Mobile Live can do a lot of things. You don't necessarily need the Mobile Live to have a Service Assistant 5 login. They could do just about everything they need to do from the Mobile Live device. If there's any questions, go ahead and put those questions up. I'm going to go ahead and unmute so you guys can ask a question if you'd like. All right, I've unmuted it there. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So an ongoing issue with Mobile Live was taking pictures and having them upload. Is that resolved?
It is resolved. Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that like for all types of devices, or like I guess I just don't have a lot of confidence. I know it was something that was very difficult to get resolved. Can you give me a little bit more insight as to what was done to resolve it?
I can get back to you with that. Is this Kyle?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let me get back to you on that. I'll ask one of the technicians and see what they did to resolve that.
Okay. No, I appreciate that.
But I've checked it out, and you know, every picture I've taken so far has populated the diagram in docs. Well, I say in SA4, SA5 just be documents.
Is it populating in real time, or is it populating when they get back to the depot?
So, you know, you see it uploading pictures and downloading things. As I click out of the account, it's uploading those files to the account, so it's real time.
Okay, that'll be great.
All right, I'll look into that for you, Kyle. I have your email here too, so I'll email you some information on that.
Perfect.
Do you have any other questions?
I do not.
All right, I'll just wait just a couple more minutes, and if any questions pop up. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions coming through, so thank you for your guys' time today. I hope you've learned a lot. Thanks for attending this webinar. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.